quiet for a minute because I've been collecting as much information as possible over the past month just so I can be accurate. And it's finally time to unleash the facts.
No one ever dogged
Yes, sir.
Oscar De La Hoya the way Floyd did. Every single press conference, he treated him like he was a...
Whether he can't be a successful promoter if he's always wanting to be in the spotlight. His desire to be always noticed.
Oscar De La Hoya didn't hold anything back when he sat down live with Stephen H. Smith, launching a blistering verbal assault on Floyd Mayweather and straight up labeling him a fraud who has poisoned the true spirit of boxing. Oscar argued that Mayweather has hijacked the sport, dragging it away from the days of raw toughness and elite competition, and turning it into a shallow circus fueled by nothing but manufactured hype. He took a massive issue with Floyd's constant need to flaunt his private jets and diamond watches, insisting that boxing should never be reduced to a tasteless showcase for wealth or ego. According to Oscar, this sport is built on the foundation of legacy, blood, and honor, not just flashy paydays. He issued a stern warning: Floyd's obsession with money and fame is rotting the sport's foundation and sending a dangerous message to the next generation of fighters, who should be hunting for greatness, not just glamour.
You say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport serious. Then take it serious. What is this? This is not a popular...
Looking back, Oscar De La Hoya admitted that during their legendary rivalry, Floyd Mayweather was a master at playing the antagonist. He noted that Mayweather understood exactly how to manipulate the media narrative, intentionally casting himself as the bad guy to trigger emotions and drive up the buy rate. While Floyd thrived on the booze and used the public's hatred as fuel, Oscar found himself stuck playing the hero, shoulder to shoulder with the massive responsibility of selling the fight while trying to keep his reputation intact. De La Hoya described this as a calculated, cold-blooded maneuver. He gave Floyd credit for being clever enough to weaponize controversy to build his brand. However, he also suggested that this constant reliance on insults and provocation actually revealed a deep lack of maturity, proving that Floyd preferred cheap theatrics and disrespect over letting his pure boxing talent and professionalism do the talking.
It's like that rivalry, the villain and the good guy, you know? And Floyd, this is where Floyd is smart. He knows how to play that villain guy, you know?
And you're promoting the fight.
Yeah, and I'm promoting the fight.
Yeah.
Oscar De La Hoya also took a moment to reflect on how their 2007 mega fight shattered every financial expectation in the book, with the pay-per-view revenue alone generating nearly $400 million in just one night. He emphasized that these staggering numbers were proof of just how magnetic and powerful their rivalry had become, capturing the attention of the entire planet. At the same time, Oscar pointed out that the event served as a wake-up call, reminding everyone that modern boxing isn't just about what happens inside the ropes. It has evolved into a high-stakes, ruthless business where marketability and massive numbers play a defining role in who gets remembered. It was the night that changed the business of boxing forever, for better or worse.
All right.
At the time, yeah, it was the record-setting pay-per-view. I think we generated something like close to, all in, like close to 400 million. Yeah, in one night.
Oscar De La Hoya made it crystal clear. His motivation in the ring was never about the size of the check, but about pride and the relentless pursuit of a lasting legacy. For him, every single fight was an opportunity to prove his worth and carve his name into the history books, chasing a level of greatness that money simply cannot buy. He contrasted this warrior mindset with Floyd Mayweather, whom he portrayed as a man driven strictly by the bottom line. While De La Hoya admitted that Mayweather is undeniably sharp when it comes to business and branding, he argued that Floyd's priorities were always centered on profit margins rather than strengthening his standing as a true boxing legend. In Oscar's eyes, boxing represents heart, sacrifice, and a deep respect for the craft. In contrast, he views Mayweather's strategy as being focused on maximizing income and elevating a personal empire above the actual integrity of the sport.
Promote that fight with Mayweather. Would you have pulled out?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Because there was too much... Put the money aside. For me, it's about pride. For me, it was about, you know, man, I want to have a...
Floyd Mayweather has long been the target of criticism for his relentless money persona, and that heated debate flared up again when he started talking about modern stars like Anthony Joshua. Commentators often note that while Mayweather earned astronomical sums, his obsession with cash and luxury often overshadows his actual in-ring brilliance. In a recent pointed remark, Floyd compared his record-breaking fight with Manny Pacquiao to Joshua's massive stadium events. He bragged that he didn't need a crowd of 90,000 people to make history. He highlighted that his event generated a mind-blowing $74 million live gate without needing the massive attendance numbers Joshua relies on. By claiming he operates on an entirely different level of success, Mayweather doubled down on the idea that he measures dominance through financial milestones just as much as championship belts, reinforcing his drive to be seen as the undisputed king of both boxing and wealth.
Because he talks about his money a lot, so he compared, like, I guess, his fight with Pacquiao to Anthony Joshua, and he was saying, like, basically, they didn't need 100,000 or 90,000 people to do X amount of dollars. Here, I'm gonna let you listen to it. Here's what he had to say verbatim. Here's what Floyd said about Anthony Joshua.
Talk about that. I was in the Guinness Book of World Record for breaking all the records. You didn't tell them that?
Of course you have.
for generating billions in the sport of boxing, that or having the fastest sellout crowd.
But
those guys done. And I was watching a fight when I was at my Miami house. I was at my Miami home. I was watching a fight with.
To many observers, this pattern of behavior looks a lot like deep-seated envy. Critics argue that Floyd Mayweather feels a constant, burning need to measure himself against today's superstars, especially when it comes to their earnings. Even with a resume packed with world titles and Hall of Fame milestones, his comments can often sound offensive, as if he's insecure about his place as boxing's highest-paid figure. Analysts suggest that by making every conversation about revenue and status, he risks erasing the more meaningful parts of his journey, like his defensive genius and his technical impact on the sport. This repeated emphasis on being the richest has led many to question what truly drives him. It suggests a certain level of insecurity, particularly when he compares himself to figures like Anthony Joshua, whose massive popularity is built on a connection with fans that goes far beyond the size of a paycheck.
This is electrifying, sort of like the Pacquiao and Mayweather. And I said, well, we didn't have to have all those hundreds of thousands to do a $74 million gate. So, and like I said before, but those guys put on a hell of a show. Like I said before, I'm just on another planet. And you definitely know it. Because you've been around for years. And you see the same thing over and over and over again.
All right, so there you have it. Mayweather basically saying that, he's on another planet and all this stuff, and that, they didn't need 90,000 people and all this stuff. But, let's look at it like this. Jealousy, I noticed from Floyd, and it shouldn't be that way, because Floyd, regardless of what I had to say about his career, I have my opinions on it. He was a A-level fighter. Skills out, had skills, was a really skilled fighter.
The deep-rooted bad blood between Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather really traces back to their blockbuster World Awaits showdown in 2007. That was the night that fundamentally reshaped the landscape of the sport. For Mayweather, that fight was the ultimate turning point. It wasn't just a win, it delivered his first truly massive, career-altering paycheck, reportedly around $25 million, and vaulted him into that rare, elite tier of pay-per-view superstars. That was the night Pretty Boy Floyd officially transformed into Money Mayweather, cementing his arrival as a mainstream household name and global icon.
Former #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd, welcome back. We've missed you, Floyd.
Hey, how you doing? I'm not no former #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I'm just saying I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. No one has dethroned me, so how am I not pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Because you retired?
But have I ever been beat?
But what happens is you informed Ring Magazine you were retired as welterweight champ.
However, Mayweather's legendary pride has always made it nearly impossible for him to give Oscar De La Hoya the credit he deserves for that night. Even though Oscar was the massive A-side and the primary draw at the time, Floyd has spent years rewriting history to portray himself as the sole dominant force. In countless interviews, he has fiercely defended his TBE, the best ever status, famously asking, "I'm the best fighter in the sport. How am I not pound for pound #1? He frequently dismisses critics and past legends, often going out of his way to downplay Oscar's performance in their fight. Despite winning by a razor-thin split decision, Floyd continues to suggest that Oscar's contributions to the event's success were minimal compared to his own marketing genius.
Well, one was with Oscar De La Hoya, who was the cash king.
I'm the cash cow, please.
Not compared to Oscar De La Hoya. Have you drawn as much as Oscar De La Hoya in pay-per-view, Floyd?
De La Hoya been on pay-per-view 1,000 times. It took me two times, 3.5 million homes. Me, Floyd Mayweather.
No, with Oscar De La Hoya, though.
Oscar De La Hoya didn't do nothing. Did he win?
It was a split decision loss, as a matter of fact.
Come on, man.
But it was with him.
Once again, like I said before, once again, we're talking to Brian Kinney, a man of many traits, a master of nothing.
Floyd, you waited over a year to come back. Why not wait one more weekend until Pacquiao and Hatton was over and we knew the winner?
I don't have to wait for...
In a truly shocking twist, Oscar De La Hoya recently recalled a private admission from Floyd Mayweather Sr. According to Oscar, Floyd's own father pulled him aside after the fight and admitted that Oscar had actually outboxed his son that night. Despite this, the official scorecard still handed the narrow victory to Floyd Jr. Oscar also pointed to a specific rematch clause in their contract which stated that if Floyd won, they had to fight again within a year. But then, in what De La Hoya calls a calculated dodge, Floyd Jr. announced his retirement the very next day. He stayed inactive for exactly 1 year, just long enough to let that rematch clause expire. De La Hoya is convinced this was a strategic move to avoid a second fight. To him, the outcome of the first bout was a robbery, and the confirmation from Floyd's father proved he deserved the win. The retirement wasn't a career choice. It was a way to run away.
Inside, you know if you win or you lose. Did you know? I felt that I won. I felt that it can go either way, especially when Mayweather's father came straight at me and he goes, Oscar, you beat my son.
Wait, he told you right after the fight?
Oh, yeah. And a funny story about that, too. We had a rematch clause in our contract. This is something I negotiated as well. If he beats me, I get a rematch. It was a 1 year clause. Guess what he did? He retired for 1 year and 1 day.
Are you joking?
No. True story. Nobody knows this, but it's in the contract.
What? So how often did you guys try to get another thing going? It was always no, not interested. No, not interested.
Yeah, not interested. I'm retiring. I'm out of the sport. But sure enough, a day after that contract was over.
Floyd Mayweather has never been able to stomach the idea of anyone being bigger or better than him. Whether it's boxing skills or bank accounts, his entire identity is wrapped around being the greatest of all time. Even the smallest suggestion that another fighter might be on his level triggers an immediate, aggressive reaction. He doesn't just ignore the competition. He goes on the attack, trying to undermine anyone mentioned in the same breath as him. From dismissing Canelo Alvarez's current dominance to downplaying Manny Pacquiao's legacy, Floyd makes sure everyone knows he is undefeated and unrivaled. Even in retirement, this drive hasn't faded. He is constantly finding ways to snatch the spotlight back. The thought of someone surpassing his records or his earnings seems to genuinely rattle him. For Floyd, being the ultimate champion isn't just a title. It's a non-negotiable status that he refuses to share with anyone.
Champions.
Yes, you did.
Okay. In the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather has famously ranked himself above Muhammad Ali, but Oscar De La Hoya thinks that's total nonsense. Oscar has publicly labeled Mayweather as perhaps the most overrated fighter in history, arguing that his 50-0 record doesn't hold a candle to the legends who truly shaped the sport. While Floyd's opponents were certainly talented, Oscar argues they lack the cultural weight and the prime versus prime intensity of the icons Ali faced. De La Hoya believes Mayweather's career was a product of careful selection, avoiding real threats until the timing was perfect. This debate has sparked massive arguments online, with many fans agreeing that Floyd's path was more about protecting a zero than seeking out the toughest challenges. According to Oscar, true greatness isn't measured by a clean record or a spreadsheet. It's proven by the courage to face opponents who actually have a chance to beat you.
Good boxer. Well, you don't want to get in trouble here.
I don't mind.
All right.
Overrated boxer, fighter. Most overrated, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Really?
Yes.
He's not a great boxer.
No, he is a great, but his resume is not one like Sugar Ray Leonard. Or
Oscar De La Hoya hasn't pulled any punches in calling out Floyd for choosing easy money over a meaningful legacy. Floyd has made it clear that his main goal is wealth, often using his name to turn non-traditional fights into massive cash grabs. De La Hoya specifically criticized Floyd for cashing in on the influencer trend, taking advantage of social media stars to lure in a younger, unsuspecting audience. A prime example was the Logan Paul exhibition, which Oscar says prioritized a weird celebrity spectacle over actual boxing skill. While Floyd walked away with another fortune, Oscar argues these moves have turned boxing into a joke, a sideshow for entertainment rather than a sport. He also pointed out Floyd's hypocrisy for trashing modern fighters like Ryan Garcia for being YouTubers, even though Floyd built his current business model using the exact same social media circus. To Oscar, this double standard proves that Floyd's greed is killing boxing's integrity.
Tank got his followers from kicking ass. Ryan Garcia got his followers from YouTubers. There's a difference. So you want to be a YouTuber or you want to be a fighter? Tank is a fighter.
Oh, fuck. So Ryan Garcia's not a fighter? He's been fighting since he was 7 years old. He has 200 plus amateur fights. I don't care where his followers come from, if they come from fucking Mars. The fact is that Ryan's followers are selling this fight. And plus, don't you remember you fought YouTubers? Are you putting YouTubers down? You profited from them. I can't with you, dude. You're fucking dumbass. I can't wait.
The critique from De La Hoya gets even sharper when discussing Floyd's post-retirement exhibitions. Oscar argues that Floyd's obsession with these low-risk, high-reward fights proves he doesn't care about his lasting reputation. While Mayweather proudly wears the money crown and shows off his luxury lifestyle, De La Hoya insists that boxing should be about something much deeper: honor, grit, and the mark you leave on the world. He views the Logan Paul fight as definitive evidence that Floyd now values entertainment revenue over sporting excellence. Even though these events make millions, De La Hoya believes they actually stain his status as an all-time great. In Oscar's world, greatness is measured by taking real risks and facing the most dangerous opponents available. Values that he believes Floyd has completely traded away in exchange for fame and an easy payday through meaningless exhibitions.